Tuesday, February 11th. We're at a pretty far southern port on the coast of Chile called Puerto Montt, M-O-N-T-T, named after a previous president of Chile. And this is a tender port. So I'll turn around. There goes one of the first tender boats ashore. And this is our first tender port on this trip. Up until now, it's been docking everywhere. So let's just scan the horizon and give you a little taste of this. What we're doing, this is an area pretty far in the south of Chile where there's a lot of national parks and volcanoes. And so today, as a matter of fact, if I pan way over there under the clouds, you should be able to see a volcano kind of going up under that area where it's a little bit clear over there. So today's excursion is to a place called Lake Esmerelda and a national park. And we'll be enjoying something more like less historic and more natural today for our excursion. In Lake Esmeralda, outside of Puerto Montt National Park, and we're getting ready to go on a river cruise, and it's a little bit brisk this morning. Now over there are our friends, our Swiss friends, Natalie and Nadia and Anne, and the brave souls that have elected to come up on the top here to get the good shots are all bundled up. What do you think about high 40s?
Huh?
I feel like about 48-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite, it's not, wind chill factor feels like it's in the mid 40s.
She's a Girl Scout. She got all the gloves.
Now here's the boarding area. So this is like an alpine. This is like Big Bear. You know, it's a resort, national park kind of vibe on it. And the lake is going to be over here.
So we were lucky to be the first.
There was no luck involved. That was.
No, usually my other colleagues are like
National park that has dwellers inside, since most of these settlers and also Mapuche residents were living here before the national park was created. Even today we have 180 private properties
but no road.
Within the boundaries of the national park. So you will see houses, and in case you wonder how is it that they get their goods, it's in season. Remember, there is no other way outside this lake but sailing. As we pull away from the ports, we will have a rather gorgeous view of Osorno volcano. Remember, this is the backside view from the first view of the volcano we had. The captain plans to sail around the base of the mountain, so we'll be having rather gorgeous vistas of it. And then they will take us to the other side, which is the fjord, on the other side of which the bay where your gorgeous ship is located.
Almost clear. There is a cloud just covering it a little bit, the top of the glacier, but in general, a very good view of the volcano.
Osorno?
Osorno, just with O, okay? O-S-O-R-N-O. Remember, this is the highest volcano with 2,652 meters high or 8,700 feet. Yes. Oh, to be honest, I love when we have the clouds. Also, you can also see the shade of the clouds on the slope of the volcano. And if you start paying attention, you notice all the crevasses. It was expelled or was cooling when it rained. So that it got rusted, so as to say, and that's why it's reddish. And on the side, we notice also some of the lateral craters. Careful, please.
Osorno volcano. Active, but had last eruption in the 1850s. Extinct volcano. Now if you look over here on the ground. There's an ash flow, so it looks like maybe that was a little bit pyroclastic from this last, the last eruption. When the last eruption of this was 1852, did you say?
Yes.
So,
The last important.
so this looks like a little bit of
Because there
a.
was some activity a few years after, but it was mild.
Yeah, that was nasty. I'm on the back of the boat now. It's a little bit loud here, but I've got a more unimpeded picture of the Osorno volcano, the lake, and right behind that cloud up there is an extinct volcano. This is really reminiscent of a lot of places in the United States where we have these mountain lakes, sierras, upper east coast outside of New York and Maine and Minnesota. Very reminiscent of U.S. alpine lake areas. And I'll have to say we're having the times of our lives here today in Puerto, Montt, Chile. Life is good. Now we've just we're still at Lake Esmerelda, and we've just disembarked the boat, and we're traipsing up toward the shops and what have you here, and that's the end of that portion of the tour. Now we're heading for a river waterfall / river rapid. Yes. Component of our trip, and then from there we'll eat lunch and go back to the ship. This is the visitor center. It's primo, very new. Baños en el interior del parque. That means bathrooms in the interior of the park. We kind of keep going. It's not in the visitor center. And the important thing is the baño. Wow, this is gorgeous. Look at this. Here we go. Saltos del Rio Petrohue. Oh, look at this. So it's low on water, but it's because of the season. But when this is raging, I bet it's really raging. This is the path of the river. This is interesting. This is all volcanic erosion.
Anybody likes case and nuts?
All right, we've made a stop at a river, the Rio Petrohue, and the name of this place is Parque Nacional Vicente Pérez Rosales. So Vicente Pérez Rosales is the name of the national park, and the name of the river is Rio Petrohue. I turn around, and who do I find but Mrs. Nanita McDaniel, Queen of the Philippines. And we're going over here to see it's characterized both as a waterfall and as a rapid. So it's not the kind of classic waterfall you think of as being, a 100-foot drop. It's a fall, but it's a more of a rapid decline type of fall instead of an over the cliff kind of fall. There, look at that, that's gorgeous. That's the end of it.
Okay. In that direction because the water looks even greener.
All right, so again, we're at this waterfall, which is in the background, and when I turn this in a minute, you're going to get a good view of this volcano. Look at this. Okay, so now there's the volcano Orsonos, and there's a perfect shot of that, and then the extinct volcano, or the next one over here, and then this basalt volcanic river course where there's this rapid dropping elevation that consists of a waterfall. But again, not in your classic definition of a waterfall. Not the kind of waterfall that falls over a cliff, the kind of waterfall where there's a rapid decline in elevation in a rock water course like the one you're looking at right down here. So there's the volcano, the Orsono volcano, and here comes the rapid. You can see this very narrow water course and extremely fast water. Even though this is really low water part of the season, because of the narrow width of the channel here, it's really flying through here. And I'm betting when this is really flowing all the way across this water course, this must be amazing, because you can see all this other basaltic water courses all around here that are at the moment dry and not running. It'll be really phenomenal. And then on the other side, here's where it's coming down. Right, we're at the upper falls now, and now you get a better idea of how much water is coming in. And again, this is way off season, so the amount of water that's coming down here is a fraction of what it would be at the high season, when all of this will be running. Here's our tour guide, Andrea, who's been very graciously taking a lot of pictures with us. It's a Kodak moment, big time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you can see this flow on the other side. And when this is flowing at high water, all of this would be just boiling all the way across this.
From there, is it like what, a couple hour ride? 2-hour ride?
This is the lunch provided at the Radisson La Verenas. I think La Verenas is the name of the town. And it's on this beautiful lake. Nice view, nice food. Had a nice salmon dish and got to meet some passengers. All right, this is Puerto Veras, and we just got done eating the lunch that was provided with a tour, and now we're looking through a little artisanal products market. We'll see what's on offer here. Looks like a bunch of these Andean wool goods. Mostly.
Is it a GoPro or is it a
No, the
Osmo?
Osmo Pocket 3. So now we came to Puerto Varas for a little luncheon, and now we've walked the town square in Puerto Varas already. And there's the I keep forgetting the name of this volcano. Far in the distance. Puerto Varas. It's Thursday, February 13th, and we've been sailing about 1.5 days from south from Puerto Montt, where we were last. And what we got going on today is we're getting into the Chilean fjords. We're still north of Punta Arenas and Puerto Williams, Chile, and Ushuaia and all of that. So we're not down at the tip of South America yet, but we're in the first area where there's some glacier presence. And what we've done is we've turned, early this morning we're in a channel that you can see the land on the side. And what I'm doing at the moment is scouting locations for photography, because as we mentioned in an earlier clip on the Panama Canal, there are only a couple of locations here on the sides of the ship where these glass panels are lower so that you can get a shot without, shooting through a reflective glass surface. So anyway, I'm up on deck 11, taking a look at all of this, and it appears like we're going to be, it's going to be a few hours until the glaciers are visible. Now, as you can see, this is what I like to try to avoid, are these big glass panels. They're great for wind suppression, but horrible for photography because you wind up with these reflections coming back. So, and then what ends up happening is a bunch of people all come up here because this is the only place they can look off the front of the ship, and they crowd these windows, so it's not the most optimal place for my purposes. So anyway, we've scouted it. We've given you the first blush look of this channel cruise, and we'll update you a little bit later when there's something more interesting to show. On my way back to the cabin in preparation to essentially wait for something interesting to show, I went down a deck, and there's a very beautiful shot of the sunrise coming through some low clouds, and it's picturesque. As you can see, we're sailing very gently right now. There's no big race going on here. They're trying to, I think, time our drive-by of these glaciers for a time when more people are up and at them. This appears to me to be sort of a slow roll to the target so that they can have more people through their breakfast and in shape for the photography for the morning.